Not gonna lie, I did not go into this film expecting to really like it. Hello once again watchers of Good Movies, my name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Bridget Jones's Baby. Now I have seen none of the other Bridget Jones-esque films, so I know nothing of the history of these characters or the context of this film really. But luckily you don't really need to know the background for a lot of these characters in order to really appreciate this movie. And that was one thing which I really appreciated about it. And so let us talk about this presumably final installment. Renee Zellweger is back to reprise her role as Bridget Jones. She does a really good job in this role, and she has a lot of comedic chops to her, which I didn't honestly expect to see. I think I've seen Renee Zellweger in a lot of things, as of late at least, and so seeing her on screen in a really comedic role really surprised me. Let's have Colin Firth reprising his role as Mark. There's obviously a lot of history between these two characters if you've seen the other two films, which I understood via flashbacks which were in the movie. And then we also have Patrick Dempsey coming in as a new character named Jack. And the general story of this film is that Bridget Jones is still single at 43, and so she and her younger friend, they decide to go to a music festival. She ends up hooking up with Jack, Patrick Dempsey's character, over that night, and then a couple weeks later she hooks up with Colin Firth's character, Mark. And so shortly afterwards she finds herself pregnant, doesn't know which of the two guys is the father, and so shenanigans ensue from there. And I thought that all the performances were really good in this movie. I had really no issues with any of that aspect. They delivered their comedic lines in a very good way. I thought there was really good chemistry between Renee Zellweger and both Colin Firth and Patrick Dempsey. I felt that they both, as guys, also had really good chemistry when they were in scenes together. I thought that it was just really fun seeing how awkward they were, both knowing that they could potentially be the father of this woman's child. Just really funny antics which they used for that. And the biggest thing this film has going for it is that it is hysterical at times. There are times where myself and the rest of the theater were just laughing out loud, and even I myself was the only one laughing at certain jokes which were just in this movie, which were just really funny. They set them up really well, and they just dish them out really splendidly. And so yeah, this one was hysterical. If you're going for a good comedy, this thing is really good at delivering that. And like I said, since I haven't seen the other films in this series, I didn't know whether or not I would be able to appreciate it as much, but there wasn't really a need to understand or see the other films in this franchise, because they just kind of give you the general play-by-play of Renee Zellweger and her history with certain characters and what's been going on in her life, and you can kind of piece things together from there. Yes, obviously it would have added context and depth and history to both Renee Zellweger as Bridget Jones and Colin Firth as Mark, because obviously these two characters have a lot of history together, but there's really no ultimate need for it in this movie, which is really nice. And the biggest thing about it is that it's a good love story. Now, you've seen me review other love story-esque films which I just hated on a lot because they just weren't told well, and that was the problem. Or they had really cheap, tragic love story-esque ending to them, which just didn't fit with the context. This one, it does it well. It tells a very simple-esque love story with a fun twist to it, and I just really appreciate it as a result. Guys, I really did end up enjoying this film. I didn't really have any big issues with it. Yes, there was some awkward dialogue here or there, and there were some jokes which didn't necessarily hit all that well, but aside from that, I really didn't find myself really picking apart this movie too terribly much. I had a fun time with it. I thought the characters were all charming, they had good chemistry together, and the story was very fun to watch play out. So guys, those are my thoughts on Bridget Jones's Baby. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.